So a few days ago at work, I spent some time interacting with some customers who contacted us via WhatsApp business, via Instagram, and even phone calls. And as I did this, I was reminded of how important customer service is, both for customers and even for businesses. So in this video, I'll be talking about customer service. Specifically, I'll be sharing four things, right? The first thing is I'll talk about why customer service exists in the first place. Then secondly, I'll talk about why customer service matters. And then thirdly, I'll share tips and best practices for delivering exceptional customer service. And this one is very, very important and very critical for small businesses who are looking to deliver exceptional support. And then finally, I'll talk about how small businesses can get started with delivering exceptional customer service, and also talk about how anyone who is interested in becoming a customer service agent or a customer service rep can also get started. So if you've been searching for a video or a resource like this, I implore you to grab a pen, grab a notepad, and sit back, relax, and have a great time learning about customer service or customer support. Alright, so let's dive in. Let me begin by talking about the first thing I mentioned, which is why customer support exists, right? If you look around you, wherever you are right now, right, look around you, you're bound to see different types of businesses, both large businesses and small businesses, right? And these businesses offer products or services that are used by people, right? And these people are called customers, right? So in the course of using this product and service offered by these companies, customers tend to encounter problems. It's bound to happen, right? They would have one issue or the other, right? An example would be, let's say, a customer who is hungry and needs to get food might pick up their phone and then open up their food delivery app and then place an order for a meal, right? And then once they've done that successfully, right, they might be told that, oh, your meal will arrive in, let's say, 30 minutes, right? And then 30 minutes, there's no meal. 45 minutes, their order hasn't arrived. 1 hour, their order hasn't arrived. The customer would want to know what's going on, right? That's a problem that they would want fixed, that they would want resolved, right? So what would then happen would be this customer would pick up their phone and then reach out to the company, right, via any medium they have made available. So it could be a phone number that they can call, or it could be that these customers can reach out to the company maybe in app, maybe they have a chat function on their app, right? So either of this medium provided, the customer can reach out to the company to know what's going on with their order, right? And then once the customer does this, somebody on the other side would then respond and then take the conversation from there down to resolution. So this very simple analogy shows us why customer support exists. It simply exists to help customers fix their issues, right? That's why it exists. It's as simple as that, to help customers fix their issues, fix their problems, fix any challenges that they might have, or even just to answer some of the questions that customers have. It might not be an issue per se, but just to provide clarity to some of the questions that customers may have. So that's why customer support or customer service exists. Customer service or customer support, has been in existence for a very long time, right? But research has shown us that some of the very first customer service roles were created around the late 19th century and early 20th century, right? And that was around the time when telephone technology, became widely available. So at that time, it was very common for companies, to handle, customer complaints, customer queries, via telephone, right? But of course, customer service has evolved, from what it used to be then. Now it's a lot different. These days we now have a lot of touch points, beyond the telephone. Of course, the telephone is still in existence. A lot of companies still handle queries, handle complaints, answer customer questions, provide feedback, via telephone. But we now have a lot of other touch points. For example, social media, for instance. So we have Instagram, we have even Twitter, and Facebook, as a means for customers to reach out to businesses, right? But it's also beyond the touch points, right? Customer service has also evolved, from being just a way to solve customer problems, right? So it has evolved into a crucial part of building customer loyalty, and maintaining brand reputation, right? These days, customer service is all about, or is about creating positive experiences. It's about building trust, and even making customers feel valued, right? In fact, studies have shown that 89% of customers are likely to make a repeat purchase after experiencing great or excellent customer service, right? So this shows us how important, how critical customer service is for businesses, right? So this now takes us into the second part of this video, which is why customer service matters. In fact, let's begin with a question. Does customer service matter? The only correct answer to that question is yes. Customer service matters. In fact, customer service matters a lot, and I'll show you how, I'll show you why, right? Earlier I talked about building brand loyalty, building trust, creating positive customer experiences. These are some of the things that customer service helps you achieve, and I'm going to mention some others and then I'll expatiate on some of them, right? So customer service or customer support helps you with customer retention, helps you build a positive brand image, right? It also helps you stay competitive. It also helps you to reduce customer acquisition costs and a few other things I won't be able to mention now, right? So let's start from customer retention. Customer service, helps businesses now retain customers, in the sense that customers who experience excellent customer service, right, are more likely to come back and make a purchase, right? And this is data backed. Research has shown us that 89% of customers are likely to make a repeat purchase after experiencing excellent customer service, right? And this has happened to me, and I'm sure it has happened to you also. We all tend to patronize, businesses that are able to meet our needs, and they are able to resolve our challenges excellently whenever we have one, right? So we tend to go back and make a purchase again and again and again and again. So this is what excellent customer service, would do or does for businesses. Another reason why it's important is that it helps businesses build a positive brand image, right? So as the customer service teams of businesses continue to deliver exceptional support to customers, so as they continue to resolve their issues in a timely manner, as they continue to solve their problems, as they continue to go above and beyond, to help customers with whatever challenge they have, these customers, they feel very happy, they feel very valued, they are satisfied, and their perception of this company is one of positivity. So let me give an example. Let's be very practical with this. So there's a Nigerian company called PiggyVest, right? The company helps Nigerians to save and invest, right? In 2024, just last year, Nigerians saved over 1 trillion naira on the platform. This is quite incredible because PiggyVest is a new player in that industry, right? The industry is dominated by banks, majorly banks, right? But they've been able to acquire a lot of customers who now trust them enough, right, to save their money on that platform, right? And this is partly, or let's say this is because, number one, of course, the product works, but another major reason why customers now trust the platform is because of their exceptional customer support. Everybody sort of know this. The PiggyVest support team is known to be very exceptional, right? They respond to customers in time, they resolve customer queries as quickly as possible, they are very clear in their communication, they respond in a professional manner, and they go above and beyond, to help customers with whatever, concern, they have. And this has helped the brand in the sense that how customers perceive them, is one of positivity, right? And this has also translated into loyalty. So they have a lot of customers that are very loyal to the brand or to the company, right? And this has also translated into brand advocacy, right? So they have a lot of customers that are brand advocates, right? PiggyVest doesn't pay them money, at least to the best of our knowledge, but these guys are always advocating for the brand. So anytime, and when you check on Twitter, you'll see this in action. Whenever somebody is, let's say, asking for a service where they can save, you see these guys recommend, PiggyVest, and then they talk about the brand, talk about how their customer service is exceptional, talk about how their issues are resolved, so they are brand advocates, and this has also helped, the brand, to also, retain customers, going back to customer retention. So this excellent customer service has endeared PiggyVest to its customers, so customers now perceive them as, they perceive them in a positive light, right? And they've also come to trust the brand, that is why they continue to save their money because they trust that the brand would give them their funds, whenever they need them. Another reason why customer service is important, or why it matters, is because it helps businesses to stay competitive. So earlier I talked about PiggyVest launching their product in a market or industry that had existing players, right? So that industry has commercial banks, that were offering similar products, to what PiggyVest was offering. So one of the ways that PiggyVest has been able to, or were able to stand out, or were able to differentiate themselves, in that very crowded market, was through exceptional customer service. So in that very early stage, it would have been difficult for PiggyVest to compete with the big players because obviously they didn't have the wherewithal, they didn't have the human capital, they didn't have the funding, they didn't have the brand equity, to compete. So one way they've been able to stay alive, one way they've been able to carve a niche for themselves in that industry, was to deliver, exceptional customer service to their customers. And this also, applies. I mean, it's very common, these days for small businesses who are playing in an industry where there are existing players. One of the inexpensive ways, for them to compete, for them to thrive, is to deliver exceptional customer service. And this is why, customer service is very, very important. So the final thing I'll talk about is that customer or exceptional customer service helps businesses reduce customer acquisition costs. So customer acquisition cost is the total amount that the business spends to acquire customers or a new customer, and this includes the money spent on advertising, right? So exceptional customer service helps businesses reduce this cost, in the sense that as they deliver exceptional customer service, they retain customers. And not only do they retain customers, these customers continue to buy, and they also spread the word to their friends, to their family members, and then to people around, basically, or people in their network, people in their circle. And these people would eventually also purchase or buy this product or service at no cost. So this means that customer or excellent customer support is helping the business achieve what they would have through advertising, but at no extra cost. And this is very powerful because if a product or service gets to the point where it is acquiring new users through recommendation, through word of mouth, it means that it is nearing product market fit. And I think it is safe to say that excellent customer service can help a business achieve product market fit faster than marketing or advertising, in quotes. And this explains why excellent customer service matters for businesses. Okay, so now I'm going to be sharing best practices for delivering exceptional customer service, and this is very, very important for small businesses, right? I know the big players have already figured this out, but for the small players, the small businesses, this is very, very important for you. So listen up. So the first thing I want to talk about in terms of tips for delivering exceptional customer service is quick response, right? So fast, quick response. Now, this is very important in customer service because when a customer reaches out to your business and you don't respond quickly or in time, you would lose them. So imagine a business coming into your, let's say, a physical store, right? And when they come in, they are engaging your customer service rep at the front desk, and they're saying, "Hello, how are you doing today? I'm trying to buy so and so. Do you have it?" And then the customer service rep is just looking at the customer. 1 minute they said nothing, 2 minutes nothing, 3 minutes nothing, 4 minutes nothing, 5 minutes nothing. That customer would get pissed off and they might leave your store. So the same way you don't want to keep your customer in your physical store waiting, you also don't want to do the same thing when they reach out to you digitally. So let's say they reach out to you via Instagram, via WhatsApp Business, via Facebook. You want to respond to them as quickly as possible. In fact, I'll say respond to them within 5 minutes. I think that's the industry standard now. I can't remember, but respond to them within 5 minutes, so that you don't lose those customers, right? So very important, very critical that as a business that wants to deliver exceptional customer support, you respond to your customers as quickly as possible. That way, they will take your business seriously. They would know you care about them. They would know you are really, really in business. Another tip for delivering exceptional customer service is resolving customer issues as quickly as possible, right? So It's fantastic, it's brilliant that you can respond to customers when they reach out to you first time very, very quickly. But it's also more important for you to resolve their challenges, their problems, their issues as quickly as possible, right? So you don't want to keep, customers waiting when they have a problem that needs to be solved, right? Of course, there are different kinds of problems. There are certain problems that can be solved right now, right? So let's say a customer reaches out to you to say that, oh, I want to purchase an item. My friend told me $60, but I'm seeing $65 on your website. Is this the accurate price? Of course, that's very easy to address. Just tell the customers, or you tell the customer, yes, that's the current price. It was previously so and so, but due to so and so, it is now $65. Sorry for the inconvenience. Just go ahead and place the order, right? Then there are certain issues that you will not be able to resolve, right, there and then, right? So what you want to do in those kind of situations is to let the customer understand that, oh, this issue is maybe quite new, and that you would have to liaise with your team to see how it can be resolved, right? And then you give them a timeline, or a possible timeline for resolution. So say you're going to get back to them, let's say within the next 30 minutes, or you give them a call maybe in the next 1 hour, to provide updates, regarding that, regarding their issue, right? So, all in all, right, you want to resolve customer issues as quickly as possible, because doing that would endear your brand, to that customer. They would know you care about them. They would know that you value them, right? And it also helps your business, right, to retain that customer, or every customer that reach out to you, to reach out to you whenever they have a problem, right? So just ensure that as a customer service rep, you sort of understand the problem that the customer has by listening actively, and then ensuring that you respond, that you resolve their issue rather as quickly as possible. Where you can't, give them a timeline. Let them know that you can't do that you can't resolve the issue immediately, but give them a timeline, or a possible timeline for resolution. So the final tip I want to share for now is professionalism, right? So it's very, very important that as a customer service representative for a company, for a brand, for a business, you want to be professional at all times. So whenever you interact with customers, you want to be polite when you interact with them. You want to use the right language when you interact with them. You also want to be calm even in heated situation, heated conversation. So there are times where customers would obviously be dissatisfied, and they can show their dissatisfaction using strong words, right? In such situations, as a customer service rep, you want to remain calm, and you also would learn how to diffuse situations like that, and ensure that you use professional words and professional languages rather, and then you are very calm in such situations, right? And you also want to end every conversation on a positive note, right? So very, very important that you take note of these things, right? It doesn't matter the situation, be professional. It doesn't matter what language you choose to interact with customers. So I know, for example, if you're in Nigeria and you use MTN, whenever you call their customer service number, you have the option of speaking with them in English or Yoruba or Hausa or even Pidgin English. So regardless of the language that you are using to interact with customers, you want to ensure that you are professional, very, very professional, and then remain calm, and then ensure that you end every conversation with or on a positive note. All right. So these are the 3 tips I want to share for now. Of course, there are more tips, but maybe in another video we'll dive deep into other tips. But for now, these 3 tips will set you on your way to delivering exceptional customer service to your customers. Right, so we are at the final part of this video, and in this final section I'll be sharing 2 things, right? So the first thing I'll be sharing is how small businesses can get started with delivering exceptional customer service. And then the second part, I'll talk about how anyone who wants to become a customer service representative can get started, right? So let's talk about how small businesses can get started with delivering exceptional customer service. So the first thing is investing in technology, right? So it's very important that small businesses invest in technology, specifically technology that helps them to unify all of their customer touch points, right? So let's say a business has an Instagram page, has a WhatsApp account. They also have a Facebook page, right? So these touch points are different. And then when responding to customer inquiries, right, it can really be cumbersome to switch across these different touch points, right? But investing in technology that unifies these 3 touch points allows businesses to be more efficient when they are interacting with customers. So they have just one platform or one place where all of the customer messages come into, and where they can interact with these customers in a more seamless and personalized manner. Another thing that this technology can do for businesses is to provide insight into customer interactions, right? So it can allow businesses to know, for example, what time they get the most inquiries. They can also know where their customers are interacting with them from. They can also know things like how customers are reaching out to them. Is it on mobile? Is it on desktop? And things like that, which businesses can then use to make decisions and then to improve on their product and services. So very, very important that any small business that want to get started with delivering exceptional customer service should invest in technology. The second thing they should do is to invest in employee training, right? So these businesses should ensure that their employees who are going to be interacting with these customers have the requisite skill, right, to be able to effectively interact with these customers. So they want to train their employees in the basics of customer service. So they want to ensure they understand what active listening is, and they actually know how to do it in practice. They also want to understand time management, problem solving, even adaptability, and then they also want to understand or know what patience is and how to be patient even in difficult situations when they're interacting with, let's say, irate customers, right? And then they also want to have a solid understanding of the company's product and services, and then a lot more other skills. So having these skills would ensure that these employees are able to deliver excellent customer service to the customers that they interact with. So very, very important that small businesses invest in employee training so that they are able to handle customer complaints or inquiries effectively. Yeah, so the final thing I'll share is customer feedback. So it's very important that small businesses take customer feedback very seriously, because that is how you get to understand customer needs, which then helps you to improve your product or your services, right? So it's very important that you take customer feedback very, very seriously. And you can collect feedback in several ways. You can collect feedback through surveys, through feedback form, through interviews, both in-person and virtual interviews, and you can also do phone calls, right? So these are some of the methods you can use to collect customer feedback, which will give you insight into how, or into the customer's experience with your product and service. And from that insight that you've gotten, you can take some actions that can improve on your product or services. So let me use the example of a delivery company that wants to gather customer feedback, right? So such a company can ask general questions, and they can also ask very specific questions. So for general questions, they could ask things like, what's your overall experience with our delivery service, right? They could also ask them, or ask customers, what area of delivery service that they enjoy the most. They can also ask them questions around what area they can improve on, right? They can also ask them if they are likely to recommend the service to a friend or a colleague, and they can also ask them, why they chose the delivery company, as opposed to competitors, right? So all of these questions will allow that delivery company to understand their areas of strength, areas of weaknesses, and how they can improve on their service. They could also ask very, very specific questions about their service. So they could ask questions around delivery time or delivery timeliness. So they can ask customers if they got their order in time, if their order came in one piece, if it wasn't damaged. They could ask if the delivery driver was very polite. They could ask if they received communication about their order, as it was being processed, as it was being delivered. They could also ask customers if they had any issues locating their driver, and a whole lot of questions they could ask, customers that would give them insight into what areas, they are doing well and what areas they can improve on. They could also ask customers questions around areas of improvement, right? So ask questions around what area they think needs improvement, what area maybe they could do better in terms of the times of delivery, and all that good stuff, right? So all in all, right, all of these questions will give the delivery company insight into what they are doing well, and the areas that needs improvement. So again, it's very, very important for small businesses to take customer feedback very, very seriously, because it helps them to understand what areas they are doing well in at the moment, and also what areas they need to improve on. Alright, so this is for anyone who is looking to break into the customer service industry or customer service field, as it were. Right, so the first thing I say you should do is to understand the requirements for becoming a customer service representative or a customer service agent, right? And you can do this by simply going online, and searching for customer service jobs or customer service roles, right? So once let's say you do Google search for customer service roles, you would find some of those skills that are needed, some of those requirements. So you see something like problem solving skills, you need to have communication skill, you need to know time management, and so on and so forth, right? So once you understand the requirements, I'd say the next thing you should do is to take a course, take a customer service course, right? You can go on Coursera, you can go on Udemy, you can go on Alison.com, and you'll find courses. So taking a course will provide you with the fundamentals of customer service. You'll get to learn what customer service is all about. You also get to learn the roles and responsibilities of customer service representatives or agents, and you get to know or get to acquire the skills, that customer service reps or agents are expected to have, right? So very, very important that you take a course. And also when selecting the course, ensure to select those courses that have assignments, that allows you to do assignments or exercises, right? Because it allows you to put into practice, what you have learned, and you can also build a portfolio that way, right? So very important to take note of this. So having done this, I think the next thing you can do thereafter, after completing the course, you can then start looking for jobs, right? So looking for customer service jobs, right? And you can do this in several ways. You can, in terms of where to find such jobs, you can look at LinkedIn for jobs, and you can also do a Google search and maybe set an alert, for customer service jobs, right? And also, since you're trying to break into that industry, you don't have practical knowledge yet. Of course, you have theoretical understanding because of the course you've taken, but you don't have practical experience yet, right? So you want to look for either internships, right? Those roles that don't require much, or that are looking for people who are interested in breaking into the customer service industry, right? So look for internships, and you can also look for volunteering roles where you can volunteer to become, or where you can volunteer as a customer service representative or customer service agent, right? Another thing you also want to do in terms of getting a role is to look for some of the companies that you like and where you like to work at, and also send them emails, so telling them that, oh, I'm interested in customer service or becoming a customer service agent. I just got this skill and I'd like to join your company to either intern or to just to volunteer, right, to work with the team, so you can improve on your skill, or so you can put the skill that you've learned, or that the skill you've acquired into practice, into use, right? So these are some of the ways that you can search for jobs, and they actually do work. I know a few people who have done this in the past and it has worked for them, so I also know it's going to work for you, and I wish you the very best in your search. So this brings us to the end of the video. I really, really had fun putting this together, and I'm trusting that you're also going to enjoy listening to it, and you're also going to, importantly, learn a thing or two that would be useful in your business, right? So also, if you have questions, you have feedback, I would love to hear from you. You can share your feedback or comments by commenting on the video, or you can also send me an email. I'm going to share my email in the description of the video, so please look out for it. And if you're also a small business and you want to reach out to me to help with anything regarding customer service, you can also send me an email, and I would do well to respond. Thank you so much for coming this far in the video. I really appreciate it, and see you on the next one. Thank you.